Hey y'all, it's Amy. Let's do a quick recap of all the political messages this noodle has been getting. Hey, I'm your favorite meteorologist, tarot reader, and leftist scum, anarchist, punk. I don't know what I am on this app. So, I want to do a recap of all the messages I have gotten since the election, basically. So, basically, like the day after the election, I got the message that, like, something so egregious will happen that, like, even the most diehard fanboy will not be able to deny what's going on. Okay. Since then, I started doing like weekly readings of just like, how do we get through this? But then I've also gotten messages since that like it had to happen this way. It had to happen this way. The election had to lead to this. Because if the alternative had been elected, it would have prolonged the inevitable. So it had to happen this way. We had to see the worst case scenario unfold, so that we can stop it eventually. So for a while, for like the last few weeks prior to like 2 weeks ago, things had been kind of quiet. When I was doing my weekly resistance tarot, it was basically like, live your life, rest when you need to, remember that there will be a time after this, okay? There will be a day where this administration is no longer a concern. Make sure you're making moves today that preserve who you want to be on the other side, right? Like, don't do nothing stupid that's going to mess up the brighter days, right? But then the last couple weeks, I think it was like 1 to 2 weeks ago, I basically started seeing imagery of a roller coaster in my head. And very specifically hearing the clicks as you're getting to the crest, to the peak of a roller coaster, and the cogs engage or whatever to like bring you up to the top. That click, 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 click. And I was like, okay, we're getting close to some sort of peak here. And then yesterday, the 7th, Saturday, there's all the protests in LA, and I heard the clicks slowing down. And on Thursday, when the girlies were fighting during the breakup that Pride Month deserves, right? We make jokes about it so we can get through it because this stuff is heavy and we got to get through it somehow. Some of us joke. It is what it is. If you got a problem with it, go talk to your mama. I don't know. But I think I just inhaled a hair. Cool. Anyway, on Thursday, I was really getting that roller coaster imagery, like that. Oh, weird things are happening, right? And I even texted my sister and was like, prediction is the 7th. The 7th is the crest. So we haven't seen it fully play out yet, but I think the 7th is the peak. We're kind of lingering, we're teetering. And once the National Guard and possibly the Marines take to the streets, we're going to be descending. Honestly, I cannot suss out if the descent is going to be a good thing or a bad thing. That's been kind of veiled for me. We're going to be screaming. It will be what we make of it. You can either grip tight to your seat or whatever, or we can throw our hands in the air and embrace the fall. I'm hearing Beauty in the Fall by Arrows in Action now. Anyway, so that's where we're at. I really do believe we are teetering forward and looking at the ground and how far it is down. Additionally, in the last day or two, I think it was like yesterday-ish that this started, I also started seeing the visions of, like, this isn't the only descent on the roller coaster. We're going to come up to some more peaks and descents. I feel like this may be the largest, but like, just like any sort of, excuse me, any sort of balancing act, any sort of system that is coming into equilibrium, you have to kind of like go to an extreme, go to another extreme. Think of it like, you know, you suspend, you have a pendulum, and you have like a ball at the end of a string. It's going to swing this way, swing back and forth, and eventually it will come to a stop in the middle. Okay. We're at the initial drop right now. We're going to swing over to this side. We're going to swing back, but not quite as far. Swing back, not quite as far. And we're eventually, something's going to peter out. But we still have to endure the swinging, which is going to be super fun. I, as a millennial, am so tired of living through unprecedented times. And I feel like I was so sick of that word during Obama's term, because like it seemed like that the word unprecedented was, I had never heard the word used hardly until that time. And I'm like, it really is. But like are times really unprecedented if they are always unprecedented? Is the unprecedentment now precedent? I'm tired. I'm tired. When I was 13 years old, I was sitting in my morning class and saw planes hitting towers, and you know, that fun thing at 13, when also like around the same time I learned my dad was an alcoholic. I finally found a best friend for the first time. But yeah, so when I was 13, my entire worldview was shaken up, and I missed the bliss that existed prior to that time. Though, personal note, I don't really remember much of my childhood, so there's plenty of trauma then too. I'm just tired. Are y'all tired? Let's just endure. Get through this. There's at least some good music out. Water parks, I'm looking at you. Give me something new, please. I don't know. The word community was really big for me last year, and I think we need to lean back into that. Find people that help you enjoy life and aren't going to rat you out to the Gestapo. Find people you can trust. Easier said than done. I get that, but I don't know. I should go to bed. I need to be at work in like 8.5 hours, so I'm gonna go do that. I love y'all. Stay safe. If you're out there in them streets, please be safe. Please, if you're in LA, please be safe. It's not gonna be good. But that's an active decision that somebody is making to make it not good for American citizens. Much like hurricane season, by kneecapping NOAA, the National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center, the GFS, which isn't performing as well because there's less data being fed in. FEMA says they aren't ready for hurricane season, and the guy running it, whether it's a joke or not, said he wasn't even aware America had a hurricane season. That's not something to joke about. Oh. Anyway. Y'all want some weather chats? I might be doing some weather chats. There'll be more tarot at some point, but right now I'm tired. I've been snacky all day. I'm going to go drink some water. I'm going to watch the rest of this YouTube video and go to sleep. I hope you have a lovely night. Okay, bye.